Okay. Yeah. Thank you, Dr. Norman, and see you at 1 o'clock. And good morning, everyone. There will be 3 countries uh, uh, involved in this class. From Indonesia, of course, uh, from Pakistan and Vietnam, and from several universities. So I think it will be very good for us to know each other. Therefore, I would like all of the participants here to on cam. Yeah, please kindly open your camera, and therefore the host can take a picture. So as a proof that we held the class today. We have no, now we have 43 participants. Actually, it will be very good if we can uh, introduce one by one, but it will take time. But I'm sure in the group you can share each other about your information and know each other, sharing the information about our country. Yeah, please kindly on cam. It will be very great for us. This is for the first international class that we held in our university, and absolutely we hope by starting by this point and by this class, we hope by for the next semester there will be another class, international class between our university, of course, uh, so we can sharing and then evaluate each other. And maybe in the future also, we hope all students can, maybe you will meet in other countries, like such as with Dr. Norman. Previously, we are got PhD in Korea. We have the same advisor and in the Pusan National University. So by this class also, we will have maybe another opportunity to see each other in the future. Maybe for uh, international conference as well as we have done in April. We have finished one international conference called AIM, the conference of on artificial intelligence and mechatronic systems. Maybe some of the students from Pakistan already joined that conference already. And in at the end of this year also, we will have several conferences series. As I am as a chair of IEEE uh, Control System and Robotic Automation Joint Chapter Society, uh, we will have a joint conference, uh, about 6 conferences started from October, November, and December. And there will be in 6 and 7 October, there will be another conferences. I would like to you also to join these conferences. And also, as by discussion, some of students here are doing thesis, and I hope other students also can join the having writing the paper, and so we can participate in the conference as a presenter. Hello, please all of you from Vietnam, open your camera, please, because other students, of course, wanna know you if you are a guy or a woman, because sometimes names cannot directly represent the the gender. Okay. Uh, yeah, my name have you seen in the screen? My name is Arjun Tunduk. I'm a lecturer in electrical engineering department of Universitas Pajajaran of Pajajaran University. The Pajajaran University stay in the Bandung. Maybe someday you can visit our campus by having student exchange, for example, or uh, work collaboration. Uh, so be ready after the pandemic uh, getting normal. We hope we will have that kind of visiting campus each other because our university have made an agreement for such kind of collaboration. With Pakistani, we already signed the MOA, and with that Vietnam university, there are three universities joined here from Pakistan. One is Ho Chi Minh University, Ho Chi Minh City University, and the second one is Da Nang University of Technology, and the third one, Kanto University. Maybe if I missed some of the pronunciation, please, yeah, let me correct it. Kokhan, San Kobe, Nur Ul Huda, yeah, Ekelindo, Krishna, Rizky, Torsten, you haven't opened your camera yet. Okay, yeah, that's good. Then I can see that you are very handsome and
Thank you.
beautiful, right? I think it also will be getting better if you write in behind of your name uh, your university. I think student number doesn't need in front of your name. Instead, it will be better if you write name underscore and university name. It will be, I think, better to help others to know us each other, right? For example, Kok Han Hyun from, I think it is from Kanto University, right? Is it? Am I right?
Yes. Yes. I'm from Kantar University. Oh, how could I change it? To background.
Please, Geraldo, take a picture, screen for documentation. Everybody, big smile, please. Geraldo, you can start.
Okay, first I will take in first screen. Okay. Okay. Oh, 1, 2, 3. Smile. Okay, in the second screen. 1, 2, 3. Smile. Okay.
Okay. So, firstly, maybe I want to introduce about the procedure in our class. Uh, in this class, there will be several university, several professors from different university will give the lecture, and I would like all of you can enjoy with the material that will be given, and also there will be special material in this class, uh, since we will provide you the currently research and development idea. So I think it will be good for you to select or to improve your ability of selecting the topic for your thesis. So, for example, in my material, uh, as this year we are provided funding by the government with three big projects in our university. Uh, Firstly, about the development of uh, intelligent robot COVID for helping the nurse in the hospital, and the second one is for helping the human for early detected the heart attack based of Internet of Things, of course, and artificial intelligence. And the other one, developing the technology for smart farming. So, of course, this is only the topic from myself and other professor like Dr. Noman and Kwokti, and also other professors from different universities. Of course, also will introduce you about what they have done or currently work in the research. So hopefully this information or this sharing knowledge understanding about the developing of technology related to the currently problem around us. So this is about the information, and more. I hope I want all of these students that join this class also will have the group. So I let us decided what kind of group that will be good, and of course it will be good if one group involving the three countries, right? So at the end of the class, to replace, as you can see in the schedule, there will be mid exam and final exam, and in that time we will present, each group will present their project related to the which topic you are interested. Uh, so the by main exam will be replaced with the uh, presentation of the each group. The reason of having the group, we want you to know each other, to share, and to having a discussion. Of course, in English. This is the first thing. Except Pakistani, I think Vietnam and Indonesia, the similar, and English is maybe the third language in our country, right? Different with Pakistan, it is the I think English is the first language maybe. So we hope not only having improving our ability in the knowledge of technology, but also improving our skill, or the improving the listening ability. I think it will be another opportunity by having or joining this class. So maybe after the end of this class, we will have discussion in the group. For example, as maybe from the information of for information in the group about the university and country, we will divide all of the students in different groups, so you can have the group for developing doing the project. And in the mid exam, we will present the middle, how can I say, the progress, and in the final exam, we will present about the final project one. So as the material are mostly different topic area, later you can choose one of them. For example, from Kanto University, they are more interested when we have private discussion with them. They are more interested in the smart farming based on IoT area. And so you can choose anyone. And for developing the progress, we will provide you the data. We will give the data for you, and then each group will process the data. For example, feature extraction, classification, or maybe who are coming from informatics, you can have a small interfacing using Android or using website that like that. So in each class, before the material, we will have in the beginning of the class like this, we will have about the discussion about the topic. So after this class, I hope all of you can choose one of the, or even out of the three research project also can be. So please try to share each other. Even it, but from mine, I will introduce you about three different topics about the smart farming, heart monitoring abnormalities signal, and the other one also uh, about the robot cough. I also have the data about the brain signal related that recorded in EEG. We also can have that if you are interested of signal processing, for example, or maybe from the data about the image processing, we can share. So everyone choose the topic that you are interested on it. Okay. Is there any question about the having the group or having the group discussion? Or any question, please? Hello.
No, sir, we don't have a question.
Oh no question yet. Okay. So yeah, everyone should try to say something. So we know that. So I know that you are still here of me or not, because as we are in the using the online, sometimes it could be disappear, right?
Okay, sir.
Okay. So everyone agree, right? That we will have the group. I don't know. It is now it's about 45, and it's been 44 students. And maybe we can divide it. We can five or 5 to 7 groups maybe. Let me see at the end of class, because maybe some of the students cannot join today because of a technical problem or something. So I will get the information from the list. Therefore, then we can define the group. Just I think just enjoy. If you can make it faster, then in my mind, I want each group to write one paper, right? I think it's more interesting. We provide the data. We will help you how to solve the problem. But as far as you have connecting each other, that in the paper maybe then we will you will present in some conference that we are going to held at the end of this year. So it will be very, very fantastic if this class could produce even its preceding paper that indexed in the Scopus, right? We have even the Scott class, and then we can work hard and then publish for one group. So each paper will be authorized by different countries. 3 countries. It will be, I think, very, very good. Okay. So everything will be provided. We will help you for writing skill, and then the data will be provided. The thing that you have to do is how to process the data and then make some results. I think it's very nice because each of your professor, your lecturer will help how to finish it. Okay. Any question?
No, sir. Let's start the last.
Okay.
Yes.
So now I will give you about the introduction about how the artificial intelligence and IoT can be applied in uh, the industry. Please, host, make me co-host so I can share the file. Okay. So everyone can see the slide. Yeah. Can you see
Yes,
the
sir.
slide, please?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yeah. So here, as I said, that I'm from electrical engineering department, and also I'm a chair of a triple ETS class chapter, and also as a director of Kubernetes Center. So today, maybe because of the limited time, I will try to give about information about some data processing about artificial intelligence and the applications to industry. As you can see here, that I think everybody know about the history of developing of technology from the year to year. It's for the first industrial revolution. This is about 180 years ago, and the second industrial revolution. Here, the technology already supported by electrical base. And in the third industrial revolution, I think this is when I was in the university. When I was in university, uh, in about 1994, I went to the university. The computer still started. So I think this is the computer in the industrial revolution era, and started from maybe 2000 and maybe about 10. The artificial intelligence, information technology already booming, and then the big data, IoT, and cloud already started. So all technology are based on this uh, in, information and the technology. So the idea is we hope that as the class normally the same from year to year. For example, when you are studying about the mathematics or physics or that kind of control, the same. When you are in university and when I also in university, the material is mostly the same. However, the graduation, when you the ability when you graduate, compare you and me should be different because of the environment of the industry, looking for different ability, different knowledge about because we are born in the different era. So the thing that what can make us different only this kind of thing. That's why we started this class, how we can provide, how we can build the new engineer can be different with previous graduation. Understand what I mean, right? When me graduate in 1998, I was graduate in 1998 from ITB, and you are graduate maybe in the next semester. We have the same material in the class. I think absolutely. When I get study in ITB, and I get this. I also joined the class in Korea. I found the material also the same. I believe even in Pakistan and also in Vietnam is the same material were taught in the class. However, you must be different with us because the industry environment is already different. So the idea how to make it different, that we must uh, develop you, prepare you in different uh, method and different technology. The thing that we can only do is in uh, at the end of your class, like this. So how to choose the material, how you apply the artificial intelligence, and it is can be applied in our environment. So this is the idea. So how the artificial intelligence can implement in the industry, as we can see here, the artificial intelligence for process monitoring, for example, identify object on conveyor belt, recognize product flow, artificial intelligence in control and automation, for example, intelligent control of the process, automation, and robot system, artificial intelligence in optimization, manufacturing process optimization, big data analytics from fire sensor, and artificial intelligence in predictive maintenance, is, for example, maintenance cycle analyze, energy consumption monitor, like that. So as we can see, in the old industry, in the third or what from one to third industrial revolution, the industry are using the human power, and now we have to develop the system that can replace the human being. That's called artificial intelligence. So, for example, in the smart farming, normally the human should goes to watering the plant and put the nutrition and then collect harvesting of the productivity. But nowadays we develop the technology using uh, the drone, using the technology automation for uh, nutrition and watering and so on. I think we know about that. So if if you choose your disease out of that, then in my mind it is expired or it is out of date. As I can say, if your topics are out of that condition, therefore your graduation will become useless. So I say. So you have to consider about it. So that's the idea. As we have agreement with your lecturer in your university, how if we tell each other, as we already know each other that maybe some of you are limited to the information or the technology, but in here we can share everything. We share the data. For example, I have the EEG that it is very expensive. I think I'm the only one who have it in Indonesia. So as we know, if you want to have to build the very good and best technology, it should be supported for system or measuring the data in high quality as well. For example, right? That we can compete with other countries. It should be supported. Therefore, the research should be supported by funding by the government. So that's why I invite all of you, because I have the funding and then we have the technology and then how we can make it. So this year, there for example, the application in robots, as you can see here, the thing, some figure here, the robot should be related to the control sensor, actuator, software developing, mechanic from mechanical engineering, electronic from electrical department, and yeah, there are so many fields of study to join if you are going to build one robot, right? And the robot, as we can see here, there's the how one children here communicated with the robot, how they can develop it as a human being, right? That's called the artificial intelligence. And how we can communicate with each other like this, far away, then we call it as a Internet of Things. So yeah, the very simple algorithm or the very simple method as a part of the artificial intelligence, the very old one, but is very useful until nowadays. We call it 5G, and currently there are many electronic products made in Japan that already using the 5G logic. For example, washing machine, air conditioner, and so on. We have it in our home. But if you can see, if you write your thesis below of this level, how you can apply if you are going to industry? So this is the question that you need to answer, but you have to know about the answer. If a long time ago, the high technology already available around us in our home, but nowadays we are still writing the thesis based on as kind of out of the update technology. It is become, I think, I didn't agree about that. So I'm always, how can I say, I always tell to my students that you must change. You have to do something different. Not just follow with your senior. You have to do something interesting. And let's see what happened out of the campus. Let's see what happened out of our country. So this is the reason about having this class. So it is in 1990, automatic washing machine based on 5G logic started, right? Using the sensor to detect the dirt of clothes, using soil level, type of dirt, and amount of the laundry, the output to determine how the rotation, this is the actuator, how the correct rotation of the speed automatically, so you can see the washing machine. 5G logic also has applied in many fields, from control to artificial intelligence, and this is combined now right now. The word about medicine and biology also do using the physiology, diagnosis, patient, culture, and other things, right? And also, this is also can be applied for social science, for example, decision-making management. Yeah, as you can see, if it is to be calculated by the human being, it is, will be highly contaminated by human error, maybe. And the speed also very low, right? It's difficult to have the high speed human or person that can do something with high speed. Therefore, we can learn from the the good person and adopt it, and then how to apply it in the algorithm, that it can be used for decision making management. And this also can be applied for classification, pattern matching, measuring water quality, water forecasting, and so many things that happen. So that means that the artificial intelligence and in the Internet of Things not only apply in the engineering field, but it should be applied in many fields of the human life, social, law, and everything. Right? So yeah, the Pagi logic for the person who never used or ever used it before, it is very easy. But the problem, it just look like how you use the spoon. I think everybody know about it, and you normally use it. But the thing here, how you become smart to use it, to apply it to different cases. This is the thing that we have to consider. Only running the fuzzy logic is easy. It's very easy. Yeah, right? You can learn by yourself. There are so many examples in the Google, and you can be. But how we can apply it to the real condition to solve the problem around us. This become the question. So here we have the black box here. May have so many inputs. The black box mean we don't need to know the black box. What is the process inside? So it can be solve the problem about the linear project the problem and also the non-linear one. And the main thing here, the fuzzy can act or can do something like the human being activity. This is the idea. Fuzzy logic as a main component of the computing also can be also already applied and implement in the engineering, physiology, social, and economics, as I mentioned to you before. So I suggest if you can think from now on how to do the artificial intelligence, not only in the engineering one. Therefore, in that case, you need to know because you will never know how to apply it to the some cases if you don't know the cases exactly. So if you want to apply the artificial intelligence in psychology and social or economics, you have to know understand perfectly first about the social and economic condition problem. It is the first thing. I will show you about several example later. So why we need to use the fuzzy, for example? The concept fuzzy logic is easy to understand. Very easy. It is like how we act every day. For example, if I want to go to campus, for example, get the lecture at 7 o'clock. I have to wake up early and then interpret how long I have to take shower and then change the clothes and then preparing and traveling how long it takes. And then all of this condition can be applied in the body. Therefore, the body can adapt or can do the same that we have done. The fuzzy logic also flexible. It is, has the tolerance in precise data, and it also can do modeling for complex or nonlinear systems. Fuzzy logic also can be applied. This looks like how our experiment can be directly applied in the algorithm. This is the condition. The fuzzy logic also can work together, integrated with the conventional control, like PID, like that. Yeah, PID control. The fuzzy logic also use the natural language. For example, the fuzzy can understand about very low, average, and very high, like that. It is that doesn't need to have the data in the digital form. So I think you can more study about it. There are so many examples. For example, we are going to make the rule in the fuzzy. So there are three main part of the fuzzy formation fuzzy set. The rule of the knowledge, decision making. This is for the output. So we call it the fuzzifier, intelligence, and the fuzzifier for the output. The scheme. The fuzzy system application already done, and of course, still can be applied for many problems around us that already normally used. It can be done for pattern recognition and classification, fuzzy clustering, and image and speech processing also can use fuzzy system also can use to predict, to estimate. So there are so many algorithms can be used for prediction. For example, Kalman filter, extended Kalman filter, particle filter. This is the some algorithm that can be used for prediction. If we use the fuzzy to select the parameter that needed in those algorithms, it will be more powerful. Of course, it can be applied for fuzzy control, monitoring system, diagnosis. That in the diagnosis scheme, we just need to understand how the doctor, how the medical staff normally do diagnosis, and their experience, their knowledge can be adopted and then write down in the algorithm. As the fuzzy system can do replace them in order to do some tasks with a high speed and precision. It's called also for optimization and decision making, like that. Yeah, these are some other applications. So another application also can be used for ride smoothness control, right? For example, it is integrated with the conventional one, conventional control. It is also for braking system, quality control, rice cooker temperature, high performance drive, and air conditioning system. And I think already. So, for example, here, how we use to determine the successful rate of teaching lecture. Yeah. For example, uh, uh, I was run this algorithm in Indonesian, so some of doesn't mean lecturer, nilai mean grade. Yeah? So we evaluate the how one lecturer is successful or not by having two variable input and then make it in the fuzzy. So this is the problem. So when we apply it for the member system function, so the idea, this kind of thing, sorry, my voice still clear for you? Hello, does my voice still clear?
Yes, sir. You're right.
It's okay.
Still
Okay.
So
It's okay,
as
sir.
we can see here, there are some
I can
input
see.
here. Yeah, we can have here the three two input and one output. Yeah, the yellow one is the input and the how can I say, the blue one is the output. So we can, for example, we can classify that bed grade is from 0 to 20, average from 20 to 60, and good from 40 to 75. And it should be, we should make this membership function in this condition. So the idea how we can write this condition, it is flexible. It is depend on us. As, as, as time we can make it as good as possible to follow our experiment, our experience in grading the lecturer, it will be more good having this rule, all right? And also this kind of rule also related to the membership function type. For example, triangle and Gaussian membership function. We need to choose them such that we can get the good result. For example, here we can design in this form like this. So as I mentioned to you, running the fuzzy logic is not so difficult, but how we can design it, that's the problem. Okay. So this is for membership function for another variable input. Here, great. This one it is for lecture level, and then this one for how can I say, for grade of the then. We also can divide this one, and all information should be obtained from our experience when we did it in conventionally like that. So if we are lack of knowledge about the conventional system, then it will be difficult for us to apply it to the fuzzy. This is normally the main problem of the student. They can use fuzzy, but they can switch it about the real conditions to the fuzzy one. This is the problem. Okay. This is for the output one. We should grade. It is the grade successful rate of the lecture. It is very low, average, and high. So based on the two input information, then we have to decide what will be the level of the successful lecture. Okay. Then, so from this condition, two input, one output, there are a lot of possibilities that can be done. We call it as a rule. For example, if lecturer have the ability very bad and his grade also very bad, and then the successful rate become low, for example, like that. If the lecturer has the ability good and his grade also average, then the rate become average like that. So all of these tools should be designed by the user, by us. So we decided not so good or not close to the real condition one, then the output also becomes good. So the main important thing is that how we can make it, and then it could be automatically work for the next application, for the next use. So after we decide the rule, then we can evaluate it in this form. It is already available uh, in the algorithm, in the MATLAB. It is not about how we can make the fuzzy. It's already done. But how to use it, this is the problem. It is looks like when we have the car already available in the showroom. We can just buy it. But the problem, how to driving it with that can be useful for our life. This is uh, become the question. So I give you here about the picture like this. I'm normally use this having when you choose your method of writing your thesis. So I'm give you something. For in the left side there are two pictures before and after. This looks like salon. So if one of the girl goes to the salon before and after come out of the salon, if if they are still similar, then the salon did nothing. But if they are different, like in the right side of your screen, then the salon do something very big improvement. So in your thesis also the similar. If you do something that make your environment become different, then you do novelty, or you have a big contribution. But if you did when you apply or you did your thesis before and after, not so different, only slightly different, then your thesis contribution is very low. So if your thesis contribution is very low, then your contribution for the human being also very low. So this, I think, could be your consideration. So as you can see, before and after should be highly different. And what makes them different is about the method, how we choose the method and how we apply it. Maybe someone can choose a good method, but they cannot apply it better. So the result not so significant. Okay, so that's why. As I say, if you did your thesis with only conventional method, then your result become average. I have mentioned it to all of my students. If your contribution or novelty is very low, then you are not. How can I say? You are not uh, enough to become engineer. We will not give you the good grade. Therefore, we believe that it is not actually contribute to the country, to human life. So, for example, here, how we can apply it in the social science. Okay, this is the quality of pregnancy and childbirth services on the mother certification. So we get the data from the hospital and we get using questionnaire. Okay, So this example, so you know how to apply the fuzzy. We get the data using questionnaire from uh, several mothers who are pregnancy that going to have the birth in in order to have the servicing in the hospital from the doctor and the from hospital and so on. So get here and then therefore this kind of thing information we apply for the fuzzy and then therefore we get the model such that in the future the model the system can do prediction. Therefore it will be get information to the hospital to improve their services for the mother uh, certification like that. Okay, so we have it here. We get 5 variable input and then what one output variable. The output variable called the mother certification. Then we get 5 uh, about input. For example, it is about how the doctor communicates or about the reliability and then how can I say responsiveness of the medical staff and then and the quality and then the empathy like that. This the about the biological uh, activity in the hospital, and it should be decide what will become uh, happen to the certification of the mother. So we after we get the data and then apply it for the fuzzy classes, input, design, and then we also decide the output one, and then we get the 48 possibility rule that can be made based on this uh, mapping from input to output. So after we train and then we have the result like this, we can get the viewer in the for evaluation. We get the viewer here, and then we had the accuracy about 91%. So the more we can, since we are very limited about the experiencing of servicing of mother, pregnancy mother in the hospital, which we are never get pregnant, so we don't know exactly, but we just learn. But if we can stay there and then know exactly how they did and how the process going on for some period, then after that we define this rule that will come that will make this accuracy getting higher. Okay, so the level of the accuracy very highly related with our experience about the real condition. If we don't have good experience about the real condition, then we become very limited of designing this rule. Therefore, the result also getting low. So this is main important. So how to solve this kind of thing? We need to collaborate. We need to collaborate with other fields of study. So in this era, we call it interdisciplinary. How many fields of study sit together and think together how to solve the problem around us. Even our good in programming are doing method of this, but if we are lack of experience about the real condition, that we never get the good result like that. We can see here the differences become between model and the real data, even if the error we call, but still different. Right? The differences among of these, we get the average about 91.9 accuracy. Okay, but it's still also very enough. So here, we will go for the next one, adaptive fuzzy intolerance system. We call it ANSYS. So until now, do you have any question, please? Any question? No? Hello?
No, sir.
Oh, no, no, sir.
No, sir.
No, no.
No, sir.
It's okay, sir.
Actually, we want, I want you, we are having discussion, not only lecturing. Okay. So everybody still enjoy, or someone of you getting sleepy? No? Are you enjoy the material?
Yes, sir. I'm,
Yes, sir.
but I
Yes, sir.
only
I enjoy
have a
it.
problem in understanding
Huh?
the language used in the slides. It's not English. I
Hello, can you increase your voice, please? It is very low. Hello?
I am having problem in reading the slides as it is not in the English language.
Yeah. Actually, I explained it. Some material was written in Indonesia because uh, when we did the when we apply we run the algorithm, it was written in Indonesia,
Yes,
but all the variable already explained it. Yeah, I hope.
yes, sir.
Uh,
Your explanation is well, and there is also helper Google Translator. So I am translating Bahamas into English.
yeah. Sorry, I'm not quite clear about your voice because very small voice here.
Sir, your explanation is well. I am also parallel. I am also translating from Google Translator from Bahamas to English in parallel.
Okay. Good. Good. So let's continue. Okay. Now, can you see the slide, please?
Yes, I see
Yes,
your
I
slide.
see.
Yes, sir.
So now we start with adaptive neural fuzzy interference system. We call ANFIS. I think everybody already well known about this. So this the philosophy of this algorithm, it is a combination of the artificial neural network and fuzzy logic. So we call fuzzy inference system. So by using the hybrid learning method, NPIS can map input value to the output value based on the knowledge, and it is trained in the form of fuzzy rule. So the process of mathematically, it is done in artificial neural network, but in the rule it is developed based on the fuzzy, the combination. So we can see here. So the fuzzy logic, it is linguistically fuzzy, and it can be defined as a blur, indistinct, or difficult to distinguish, confused, uh, and unclear condition like that. So, but the fuzzy system is a system built in the clear definition, working and description based on the fuzzy logic theory. Uh, so the fuzzy logic, as we can in the previous example, it could interpret or understand about the flow, medium, and height like that. Example. It means they are they, sorry. the system can sorry. So yeah, my voice is clear.
Okay. Okay.
Yes, sir. Okay.
Can listen to you.
Okay. So here, for example, here there is if we apply for for pattern recognition, for example, as we can see here, there are four different lists, right? Different from lift, but they have the fuzzy, the unfish will learn about the uh, the characteristic of its figure, its leaf, and it is if we give the similar like this, the similar leaf to the algorithm, they will know to differentiate what kind of leaf that provided as an input to the system. So this is actually the first a very easy example to how to use the unfixed system one. So this is the algorithm. As we can see in the fuzzy logic, this very simple mathematics calculated for from input to the output one, as we call here the output. And in the artificial neural network, the idea come from our brain activity. As we can see, one neuron connected with other neuron. Each connecting neuron can reach the level of the level that it will be transmitted to the other group of neuron like that. So the simple example here, we can see that, for example, when we introduce our one children to know about chair and not chair, right? So, for example, we give them 2 or 4 example of the chair. So, therefore, when we give the different chair out of the 4 that we introduced in the training one, if the children can interpret the new one exactly that it is the chair, then we get the successful training. It means the child able to decide what is the chair and what is not chair, like that. So this is example. And for example, when you are going to shopping, firstly you go to the market and then go around and take a look. So you, as an input, you will consider how much money you have in your pocket, and then you consider you can see something that you are going to buy. You can compare. It is my money enough to buy that thing or not, and then you consider it is useful for me or not. There are so many variables to be considered after you decided to buy or not, like that. So this is the method in the artificial neural network or NP system. So the input variable weight getting higher, then it will increase the weight of you to decide to buy or to not buy the clothes. So this is the idea. So it is all of very low, then and finally you will decide not to buy later. Okay. So this is the structure of the, we can see here how from input that it is, goes to the first layer, and then using least square. There are so many things that we can use here. Least square, how can I say, least square estimator and error back propagation. So here we can get error back propagation here and least square. The two methods can be replaced with other methods, but the similar form are always the same. We have several layers. This we call neural network one. So the thing that in order to do research, there are two things that we can do. How we can do uh, this, the existing algorithm to the new problem, or you can develop the new method to make output getting higher accuracy by changing the algorithm inside of the neural network. So you can choose one. Both of them can be achieved to be as a novelty or as a contribution. So if you are not so good in developing the algorithm or mathematics, then you can choose how to apply the existing one to the real problem that's available around us. Okay. So here the adaptiveness is first, it is non-linear, and then the fourth one become linear. In the output it become linear, and then we use the hybrid learning by comparing from the output to the output. It means that there are adaptive process inside of the algorithm, inside of the system. So for forward one, normally for the standard of the basic system using the recursive least square, and the per backward one is using the back propagation. So recursive least square is the linear one, and back propagation is the non-linear one. Okay. So we have, for example here, simple example. Therefore, so here you can input output here. Jarak mean the distance between one car with the car in front. So just imagine you are driving the car in the highway. So the distance between you and the car in front of you, we call the jarak. Yes, yeah. It is the difference. And the kecepatan means speed. Okay, brake it means the braking. I think everyone understand. So how we estimate the response of the vehicle compared with the distance and the speed and our foot to push the brake one. It is this. So for example, in order to develop the automation driving out automation driving, automatically driving, auto driving, we need to know about this kind of algorithm. This kind of thing normally used. Even sometimes it is, as I found some nowadays, that in United States it was tested one a car with auto drive still, and suddenly come a car or a person to cross the road, and the system cannot identify it. So therefore, it is still need for improvement. So the idea by measuring the distance between car and then having the input of the speed, and then we can decide how much the brake should be put up. Okay, did everybody understand the problem? You need to understand problem first, then we have to how we apply it. We get the information from the problem in order to apply it to the algorithm. Any question about this condition? Maybe I'm not so good to explain, but I hope you understand what I mean. Hello? Is it clear?
Sir, what is this kecepatan
Kecepatan speed,
in
speed,
the input?
speed of the car. Okay. Uh,
Okay, sir.
okay. And jarak means the distance between cars. So if we have all of the information, then auto brake can be estimated well. This is the idea. Okay. Everybody understand?
Yes, sir.
I have a question. Why the distance 1, speed 20, why the brake output is 0? 0, that means no action.
Yeah, no extent. Yeah, zero mean no extent.
Yes. Okay, thank you.
Yeah, if the distance 1 meter and the speed 20 kilometer per hour, it mean doesn't need for brake.
That means the ride no need to action to the brake. Yeah, that is safe enough.
Yeah, it is enough. So
Okay, thank you.
but
for
for example here,
this is the table of the driver for automatic driver car.
yeah, all the distance should be measured by the camera or sensor,
Yeah.
and the speed we get the speed from the speed sensor, and then from both of the information, then it should be decide is it do exchange for braking or not, like that. So if we should to brake, how much the brake should be done. So the more speed higher and the distance, the higher the speed and the closer the distance, then the brake should be higher, like that. It is maybe the general rule. However, for each of this distance, we need to precisely predict or compute how much the brake should be pushed for each of these conditions, like that. Because out of this, then they will be hit each other. You will hit the next car in front of you. Okay. Okay. Let's continue to. Yeah. So when we apply it to the algorithm, the 2 input and 1 output 1, so we can get this membership function and the structure of the neural network, and then we can make the rule. The blue color become the rule. So the blue color become the fuzzy rule, and the white color become the neural network structure. So after training, we get the error very goes to 0. It is very close to 0. Goes to 0 even because it just never goes to 0. So the idea also how we can define the rule and then the here and just actually in ANSYS the rule will be automatically developed by the system. Different with the fuzzy one. In the fuzzy, we should define the rule conventionally. But in NPIS, the rule will be automatically defined. But the problem, the thing that how to improve the quality, the accuracy, is how we choose the member function. How we define the value of each member function. It is the problem. It is depend of how we understand clearly about the real condition. If you don't understand the real condition, or you never experience about this, then it will make you difficult to develop or to choose the member function one, because there are so many options available there. It is depend of what is the condition. So here we have after training the data, we can get here. Example, it is quietly the same places, the blue and the red color. It means the training process uh, quietly understand about the real condition. As in the previous one, for example, we teach the, the children about to introduce about the cell. Therefore, after later we give them the new cell. If he can understand very good, it's different cell. Even it's for the first time for him to see to know, then the learning process quite successful. So this is also we can measure here. We can see after training, and then we give the data evaluation data. We can evaluate here. For example, here there are two things here are not quite similar. It's different in this part also. Let me show you. Sorry. In this part, it is slightly different, but in this part, the training and the prediction a little bit different, even it's not so high. And this thing will make the accuracy less than 100%. If it is, goes to fit each other, and then the accuracy must be around 98 to 100%. Okay, so we can take a look about that. So by having the design in the NP system, having two inputs and then how to get the output, we get the rule here. So by two input and the one output, we found here about more than 25. Sorry. This should be more than 100 rule will be available. It is different with what we developed in the 5G one. The if two input and one output, the rule only we can get only about 24 rule. But in here, using only, that's why the NPS one get higher accuracy compared with the 5G system. So we also can see here the QR rule viewer. We can evaluate how much how good the input can fit to the output each other. So we can see here the similar with the output one. So until this one, everyone could understand. Hello. Any question? So the problem here, as I give you the example, how we can interpret about how we apply about image processing, classification, and also clustering or prediction can be done with the same algorithm. But the problem is how we can get the data, what kind of the data. So, for example, sometimes the student only get the data, but doesn't show how the data applied to the algorithm. What kind of input, how the input could be fit to the algorithm, and then how they design the rule or choose the member function. Normally they lose about that. When I read some paper, right? So I have review many papers, even from Pakistani and from, how can I say, from Vietnam also, from Korea, from Japan. Normally the students are missed about this kind of information. So they only get the data and apply it, but they don't know the behavior of the system in the real system of the real problem in in the developing system like that. Okay, any question? Hello.
No, sir.
Okay. So so maybe for the other one, maybe for the next, I will give you more in the next meeting. So actually, I want you to have we want to have dividing group right now, so we can give you the how can I say, the project or the homework, for example, for the each group. I think doesn't need for individual project, but only for group project. So we have maybe here we have about 48 or to 50, maybe, for example, just divide it become 10 group. I think it's fine. 10 group. So one group become 5. Okay. This I want Mr. Josh you to define the group, to decide the member of each group. Of course, it should be from different countries. But actually, it will be better if anyone gives the list in the group of the class, what kind of field of study they are interested. For example, we can call it, as I mentioned in the beginning, for example, in programming classification, signal processing, project signal processing, image processing, data communication, and interfacing program, interfacing algorithm, interfacing task. So therefore, would anybody write here, or maybe give how, or maybe Mr. Just could make the Google form, right? Therefore, everybody can choose. So we can make the group based on the expertise of each student. Okay. So Mr. Josh will send you the Google form. Please kindly all of you to choose one of the field of study that you are interested among of four: signal processing, image processing, data communication, and interfacing program.
I think
So
I think in the Google Meet form, you have the column of the telephone and email.
yeah, okay. Also, yeah, all information, email, phone number or WhatsApp number. So therefore, it will be easier for us to communicate. For email, maybe will be needed for sending the data or sharing the data for each of you later. Okay. And after that, after we divide the group, maybe I will discuss with your advisor, each university. For example, actually, I have some data that we can share the data, and then I want you to process it. If it is needed, for example, in the next class, maybe some student or expert about the kind of image processing or signal processing and data communication, we will invite it. So they will give some tutorial or some example how to use that kind of algorithm, for example. Okay. So to measure the output of the class, how we can make it. So in my mind, I hope your advisor agree with that. One group should be have one publication. Okay, one group. So it should be not too many participants. I think if we, including your advisor and all of you, so 6 to 8 author in one paper, I think it will be good. So later, it's and from now, after you decide your exercise, I want each of you to find the literature from reputable journal. Okay, everyone should find at least about 15, not 50, 15 literature from reputable journal as a references. That references, firstly, you read it and then use it as an introduction, because the project is to write the paper. And firstly, while we are collecting the data to be processed, everyone just get the literature study from the Google, from the internet. You can try to summary each of them, at least 50 from journal, not proceeding, right? Everyone can differentiate what is the difference of the journal and proceeding. The proceeding means the paper that presented in the conferences, but the journal is different. It is submitted individual to the journal, and it get the review for many times. But proceeding normally it is only review it by one time only. So normally the idea in the proceeding paper are not quite clearly and also not so rigorous, not complete. But in the journal normally it will be very good, and then the quality also already evaluated by the expert. So that's why the reason I want all of you to use the journal references, at least 15, everyone, or maybe 10. I think it's enough, because you will become the group, right? So everyone should find at least 10 references from the journal related to your exercise. For example, if you are interested in the image processing, then find any paper from the journal that discussing about the image processing. And then after that, in the next week, before the class, maybe we will have a small discussion about that. So if you already have experience of writing paper, try to summarize it, become the introduction. Okay. So later, the data, when you have the data, then just put the result and then make the conclusion. Then we can, I think we can finish it. So in the middle of the exam, maybe, I don't know, I don't remember, but maybe 2 or 3 times from now meeting, we will have evaluation. In the mid exam, we will have evaluation about the writing paper until to the method section. So we will have the title, abstract, and introduction and method section. So at the end, in the final exam, at the end of the course, at the end of the class, we will present about it. Maybe before, because we are going to submit it to some conference, right? So I want you to submit it. So we will facilitate you for the fee for the publication. So the things that you are going to do on the how to write it and then make publication. Is anything clear for you? Any question? Hello.
Oh, no, sir.
Okay. Yeah. If I see Dr. Norman are here. Still here already? Left again? Okay. He left. Anyway.
Hello, Ason.
Yeah. Hello.
Could you
Yeah.
hear me? Okay.
Yeah, I can.
So yesterday, my students sent me a form. You send them a form that they have registered for 3 schedule: schedule 1, schedule 2, schedule 3. So I didn't understand that that they just can tick only one. So as I know, they have to study on 3 classes. Is it right?
No, they can only choose maximum two. Because
Maximum 2.
two classes are parallel right now. The biomedical and Internet of Things are the same class, the same hour. So it is
Yes.
also running in the different class. So they can only choose because electrical control system will be held at 1:30 after this class. So they can only choose two if they want. If they only want one, okay. Or if, for example, if they want to pick up this class only, but they want to join the next class, also okay. But in the next class, they don't need to have the maybe they can or they not. It's optional. But the most importantly, they need to choose at least one. If they want to choose two, okay, the two class only for this class and for electrical control system if they are interested. But if they only interested in here or the next class, it's also okay.
I see. It means that at least one, maximum 2, right?
Yeah, maximum two. And the second option also only electrical control system. Biomedical cannot be chosen if they choose this class because
see.
the class are the same hour.
Okay.
Okay.
I know. Thank you.
So, Dr. Han, are you agree with my idea by having the dividing the group and ask them to write the paper, and we will provide the data? Is it? Are you agree with me?
In my case, maybe 5 students will come in, join into one group, and we choose to develop a mechanism that could move to wrap to harvest the fruit such as chilies or another fruit to harvest. At first thing to have it, and then we can develop other functions such as to take care, to detect the disease, leaf disease, fruit.
Okay.
Yeah, and add more functions, develop step by step.
Okay. Yes. Thank you very much, Dr. Han, for
Thank you.
also joining this class. Yeah. Any question from other students, please? So, okay. So, if there is no question anymore, and please kindly, Mr. Josh, make the define the Google form and then distribute it to in the group. So please kindly to fill it up all by today, and then we will share you by Monday about who will be one group with you based on the exercise. And hopefully each of you will have, you can make your small group individually. So you can make discussion personally, I think so. It will be more faster. And you don't need to add us in your group. So each group, you can make WhatsApp group by yourself and then sharing information. And you please kindly, you choose one as a leader in your group. So the leader will communicate it with us. For example, if you have something need, then we will try to provide. For example, sharing the data, and I will give you the data to the leader of the group. Okay. And in the presentation one, you can choose one of the presenters or maximum two. Not that doesn't need 5 students to present. Or maybe if you can make it, for example, a half one student and half one student, and in the final presentation you can change the other. Or if even the presenter only one also okay. But having how can I say, having the opportunity to present to improve your ability, I think, because we need to learn everything in this class, not only about the lecture, but I hope you can learn everything about how to speak and how to deliver your material and how to control the audience like that. There are so many things to learn. Okay. So if there is no question anymore, or if you are a little bit uh, shy to directly give the question, also you can, yeah, you can write down in the column chat. Yeah. Yeah, Ho Chi Minh City, in my city, big rain. Which city or the big rain? Because in Indonesia, no rain. Some voice is not so clear. Anyway, because in the period of the presentation in here, I think more than 95% are good, and I will share the later. I will share you the recording class. Okay. So if anything not clear in before, you can uh, uh, hear again, or if you have any question, you can ask for the next class, or even also you can make if anything to discuss, you can also share in the our group class. Okay.
Yeah,
So
Professor.
thank you very much for everyone, for the students. I hope you enjoy for today's class, and then hopefully we can make different, because I think it must be, especially for our university. This is for the first in history, and then I hope this become a big example for other, and then we can do it continuously for the next, and then we can also improve it by sharing the knowledge like this. So thank you very much, and then see you for the next week, and then please be pay attention to the group for some news and information. Okay. Thank you, Dr. Han, for coming. And then, yeah, see you.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you, sir.